Hey guys, welcome to my review of Stranger Things Season 2. I know it's really late. At this point, no one's probably going to want to watch this, and that's okay. I just haven't had a lot of time. So, Stranger Things Season 2. I loved Stranger Things Season 1. I haven't seen a show that well made in quite a long time, so it was really fun to watch. Obviously, every show has flaws, but I really enjoyed Stranger Things Season 2. So as far as Season 1 compared to Season 2, I liked them pretty much the same. I was very impressed that they were able to keep my interest and that I wasn't feeling like, ugh, this is dumb. I think they did a great job. So I'm just going to hop right into spoilers. It's been long enough. If you have not seen it, go watch it now. Obviously, I liked it, so go check it out. But I think some of the things they did really well was keeping me on my toes about wondering about stuff. The only thing I didn't care too much for was when Eleven went and found her cellmate from the lab. I thought that was kind of pointless. Other than to train her with her powers, I kind of get that. But as far as the film goes, I don't think it was that great of a choice to do for the show. I liked that I had to wonder a lot whether or not that little monster that Dustin was raising was going to be a bad or a good monster. And it turned out to be bad, and I liked that because I was like, maybe it'll turn out to be a good monster. And it does let him live, and I kind of like that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, these are bad monsters. You can't really tame them to be a pet. It's not going to be his buddy. But he was able to get it not to kill him for a little bit. So that was nice. I liked the way that they dealt with that. And it wasn't to the point where Dustin was beyond reason. He realized that eventually he's like, okay, that little monster's going to kill me if I keep it around. And I like that they kind of got past the whole he's like a friendly monster. You guys just have to see that. He's like, oh, okay. It ate a cat. It's bad news at this point. Loved what they did with Steve. The weirdest thing in the whole show was what's her name's brother with the weird hair and the intensity all the time. I was like, this guy. Here's the thing. I'll give it to the actor. Whenever he was on screen, I was like, is he gonna stab a random person? I don't know what he's gonna do. He's always just so intense, and sometimes he just snaps. And I was like, whoa. And so I don't know what the point of him was throughout the show. I'm just thinking back. I don't know what his point was other than to kind of be in the way. I guess he's kind of the equivalent of the bullies from last season, which was the worst part of that season. That was the only part that took me out of the show, was when they just randomly found them in the forest and somehow cornered them next to a cliff, and then Eleven saved him from jumping over the edge. That was weird. It made no sense. It didn't it didn't even just make sense out of the plot. It didn't make sense as a scene by itself. Any of it didn't make sense. Luckily, the new stepbrother guy, he's at least, I guess, just there to be annoying. The whole Nancy Steve thing, it made me sad, but at the same time, I got it. I don't 100% understand why. I understand why people want to see the Jonathan Nancy thing, but honestly, I think the Nancy Steve thing makes more sense. And I like Steve more. I'm sorry, but Jonathan, I like him, but he's weird. He's weird, but not in a cool way. He's weird in he took pictures of her from a distance. So he's a creeper. He's just a creeper, guys, and that's okay. Some people are creepers and some people are not. But, he is what he is. And I think it's weird that they ended up together. And I like that they're kind of distancing him from being a weirdo. When I say weirdo, I don't just mean he likes Star Trek or he's he's always delving into science or whatever. I'm saying he was taking pictures of his neighbor. That's weird. Okay. That's the kind of weirdo I'm talking. I'm saying it in a bad way. It's okay to be a weirdo in a good way. You can have fun at Comic-Con and do all that stuff, and that's cool. I've been there. I'm a weirdo, but I'm not that kind of weirdo that's like taking pictures of you from across the street in your house while you're with your boyfriend or whatever. So, to the things that I liked, I loved the relationship between Eleven and Hopper. I liked the way that evolved throughout the season. I really liked what they did with Sam from Lord of the Rings. For some reason, I cannot remember his name right now, but I thought he did a fantastic job. The whole season, I was wondering whether or not he was like undercover agent, because he kept having those weird vibes where I was like, is he a plant? Did they like put him in the house to keep track of Will? I still don't know. Maybe he was. I have no idea. Maybe he just happened to fall in love with her along the way. But he was such a cool guy. He's so nice. Like, he's the good kind of weird, you know? He's all obsessed with puzzles and stuff. I like that guy. So I was glad that, like, for a while I thought he was going to live. Like, I thought for sure as soon as they introduced him, I was like, he's going to die at some point. But they pushed it so far that I was like, maybe he's not going to die. I don't know. And so I really liked that they were able to keep that tension and keep me wondering whether or not he was an undercover agent, whether he really was just like a nice boyfriend guy, which made it all the sadder when he died. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure he was just a nice guy, and he was just trying to help, and he did a great job, you know. But yeah, as a whole, really enjoyed the season. The cliffhangers were great. I was able to watch it. Like, you could easily just marathon that show, just needing to know what happens next. Like I said, the episode where she goes to train with her sister friend from the lab, not a fan. I thought it slowed down the season, kind of like a speed bump through. Could have done without that. But as a whole, the season was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Go watch it. Netflix right now. I watched it in 4K. I don't know if you have a 4K TV. I thought it looked great. And I will catch you guys on the next review.